Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Voodoo 51292. Welcome to my channel update for Monday, March the 5th of 2012 through Sunday, March 11th of 2012. And normal channel update, so let's rewind a little bit, take a look back at last week. Now last week I didn't do very much at all. As I had previously said, I had tests that I needed to take last week right in the middle of midterms, and I had a couple of tests I had to take last week that took a lot of my time studying, therefore I couldn't do a lot of gameplay. So what I did last week was just a couple of hours of the game Binary Domain. I began that last week and actually was planning to play a lot more over the weekend, but wound up being a lot busier than I had anticipated with doing things and spending time with my family and all that kind of stuff over the weekend, so I wasn't able to play a lot of Binary Domain over the weekend. And I also did episode 10 of Voodoo's Thoughts, which basically covered the new bounty scandal for the New Orleans Saints, of which I'm a fan, and so I offered my 2 cents in, made kind of a long episode of Voodoo's Thoughts, kind of explaining what the situation is and what are my thoughts. I need to move my laptop a little bit. It's teetering close to the edge of my bed and I'm scared it's going to fall off. But anyway, so that's all I did last week. Again, like I said, I couldn't start gameplay until Friday night because of all the tests I had during the week, and then unfortunately I was so busy that I couldn't get back to it over the course of the weekend. So not a lot done last week. Alright, so talking about the week coming up and future plans. Again, I thought I was out of the woods last week with those tests, but because I'm a lazy student and don't actually check my syllabus to see when my tests are, I actually have 2 more tests this week. I have an anthropology test on Wednesday and an astronomy midterm test on Thursday, and I also have another quiz on Thursday, so more tests this week. Nothing I can really do about it. It's unfortunate that I'm going to be busy again this week studying, but that's what being in college is about, unfortunately. And I've said this before, you know, YouTube is my hobby, it's what I do for fun, but school comes first, obviously, and sometimes school gets in the way, and there's nothing I can do about that. But, so this week, obviously, I'm going to be trying to beat Binary Domain. Now, last time I'm going to say this because it's pertinent to this week. Yes, I know that Mass Effect 3 comes out tomorrow, and I've said it 100 times, but I'll say it one final time for those of you who haven't heard or may have forgotten. I am not doing Mass Effect 3 this week because I have not beaten Mass Effect 1 or 2 yet, and I'm in the middle of Mass Effect 1 right now, and my plan and goal is to beat both of the previous 2 games, so that sometime in the summer, when I know that there's going to be downtime and pretty much no games coming out like late summer, I can go in and do my playthrough of Mass Effect 3. So I hope everybody who plays Mass Effect 3 this week has fun with it. I hope it's a great game. I see no reason why it wouldn't be, and I hope everybody enjoys it and has fun, and it should be a great ride. So enjoy Mass Effect 3 this week. I will be hopefully enjoying it just a couple of months from now. So considering I'm not doing Mass Effect 3, I need to play more Binary Domain. Now, again, I'm going to try to play it when I can. Again, I'm busy with these tests, and, we'll see what happens. Obviously, the unfortunate thing about it is I learned that the game is just under 9 hours long, which is longer than I thought the game was going to be. So that's going to require some serious playing time. So we'll see what happens. I'll play what I can during the week, and then maybe it may get to a point where on Saturday I'll have to get like an energy drink or a coffee or something and just sit down and power through whatever remaining hours I have left in the game, because I got to get it done, because Silent Hill Downpour comes out next week on the 13th, and I'll be doing that game. So that's the deal. Alright, Binary Domain this week. Now, as far as Syndicate goes, I've had Syndicate on my list, and I've had an open slot from Gamefly, and they have never sent it to me. And at this point, I don't really care anymore. I mean, I have a horrible taste in my mouth from the co-op of Syndicate to begin with, and so I'm not like in any rush really to play the single-player campaign. I would like to do it so that I could complete a game other than The Darkness 2 this year and at least review the game and tell you not to buy it. But but they didn't send it to me. And the last thing I want to happen is, because for some reason lately, when GameFly sends a game to me, it's always been perfectly fine. And it's always got here in 2 days, usually from when they shipped it. But for some reason, whenever I ship a game back, it's taking like a century to get back there, and I don't know what's going on. I've tried sending it from here at the apartment. I've tried sending it back home, and both times it's taken forever. I actually had to report a shipping problem with the last game, Twisted Metal, because I sent it back like 2 weeks ago, and when I reported the problem, it had been like a week and they hadn't gotten it. And to my knowledge, they still haven't gotten it, because they said they were going to email me when they got it back, and they never have emailed me. But they just went ahead and cleared up a slot for me anyway, and I guess gave me the benefit of the doubt that I had put it back in the mail, which was pretty cool of them to open up a spot for me on my queue. So, but the last thing I want to happen is for them to send me Syndicate at the end of this week, for instance, and then me not be able to complete Binary Domain until later in the week because of these tests, and then I don't have an open slot left for Silent Hill next week, and then I'm all behind again. So I just went ahead and took Syndicate off the queue to make sure I had an open spot for them to send me Silent Hill next week. And Syndicate, I mean, from what I've heard, that people have said the co-op is better than the single player, and if that's the case, then I really don't want to play the single player of this game if the co-op's better, because the co-op sucks. So I don't know, Syndicate may be a game that I try to do when I have downtime, like I said, just get it and speed through the campaign, just to do it and give it a review, and I don't know. But right now, Syndicate's not high on my list to do, and I can't do it anyway. They won't send me the game, and I don't want to get stuck not being able to get Silent Hill next week. So Syndicate off the radar for right now. I don't have time to do it this week anyway, even if they did send it to me, because I still have to do Binary Domain. So Syndicate, maybe I will, maybe I won't get back to that campaign later this year. Who really knows? But so that's off the table. All right. Also coming up later in the week, this is a Voodoos Brew week, and we will be doing our 5th episode of Voodoos Brew this week. There's already some topics on the table to talk about, such as the announcement of Assassin's Creed 3, the location and the screenshots that have leaked. We were talking about that extensively on the last episode about where we think it might be, where we'd like to see it, and as soon as we got done talking about it, they released the location. So now we can talk about that. Brandon actually got his second HD camera. He brought his first one back, got another one, so we'll talk to him about that. Different things like that, some more topics, and then we will be having a guest on episode 5 of Voodoos Brew this week, so be sure to check it out. I hope everybody is enjoying the brew. We've had you know, a couple of people leave comments on the episode saying that they're enjoying it and that they like it, which I'm very happy about. We enjoy doing the show, so we're happy that you guys enjoy it too. So yeah, already on episode 5. It's pretty crazy, but be sure to check that out. That'll be out probably either Saturday or Sunday this weekend, like we usually do. If I do a speed run of Binary Domain on Saturday and try to beat it all, I'll probably beat all of Binary Domain, record Voodoos Brew, and see, it's weird because I actually upload Voodoos Brew. It's difficult to explain, but I don't actually upload Voodoos Brew through the actual YouTube uploader. Actually, you can upload projects to YouTube straight from Windows Live Movie Maker. You can upload it to YouTube and don't have to go through their uploader. So while I have other videos uploading in the actual YouTube queue online, I can actually upload another file from Windows Movie Maker simultaneously. So that's why last week's episode, or I'm sorry, not last week's episode, but the Voodoo's Thoughts that you saw this week uploaded right in the middle of my Binary Domain stuff, because I actually uploaded it at the same time the Binary Domain stuff. So I'll probably play all the rest of Binary Domain on Saturday, record Voodoos Brew, and while I'm uploading Binary Domain, I will simultaneously upload Voodoos Brew and leave that as the video for you guys to see. So that's coming up. So that's what's going on this week. Also, you may see a special video I'm contemplating doing about why things have been so slow recently on my channel. It's been really a slow start for me for 2012. Ever since The Darkness 2, it has just been a drag. It's been slow as hell, and I haven't been doing anything. And I want to make a video kind of explaining myself explaining why it's been so slow and some of the things that are going on right now with the channel. So I think that might be a good video to do, and I probably will do at some point this week, so look for that. And then last thing to touch on, there is a huge break coming up for me, as far as there's about a month or 3 weeks to 4 weeks, I should say, of time when I'm not interested in playing any of the new releases that come out in that span, and that starts after March 20th. March 20th is Operation Raccoon City, which, to my knowledge, we're still planning on doing a 3-player co-op, hopefully 4-player co-op, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, playthrough of that game. And then after that, the next release I'm interested in isn't until the 24th of April, which is Prototype 2. I know there are some games coming out between those dates, but it's nothing that I'm really interested in playing. And so basically I have some ideas about what's going on, what kind of footage I may put up during this extended break. First thing, my friend Chris approached me and knew that I was having a break in my channel and suggested that we do a co-op playthrough of Halo Anniversary Edition, because he's a huge Halo fan. He bought Anniversary Edition and he loves the game, and he said it might be really cool to do a co-op playthrough of that. And I said, absolutely, why not? For multiple reasons. First of all, you don't get to play a lot of local co-op games anymore, so that'll be fun to do. Second of all, I've never played Halo, and you know, from everything else to understand, Halo 1 was the best, and so why not play it? And 3, it gives you guys an opportunity to get some gameplay footage with Chris. I mean, you guys have seen me do gameplay footage with my friend Dave, with my friend Tyler, with my friend Gerald, with Brandon, obviously, some other people, but there's no gameplay at all on my channel with me and Chris in it. And he's come in and said a couple of comments on some of my videos. Maybe most notoriously, the very first video from Modern Warfare 3 that I ever did, my first match of Modern Warfare 3 Midnight Release multiplayer, when he and Dave kind of got into it on the first video. It was pretty funny, but so his voice has been in some videos, but I've never done gameplay with him. So I would love for you guys, I would love to have him come on and do gameplay, put that up on my channel so you guys get to, you know, experience him playing games as well. So that probably could happen, and that probably will happen. Also, and I know this is almost a joke at this point, but year-end videos, my top 10 games of the year that I've just kind of thrown off to the side, I still want to finish them, and I know that it's so late in 2012 now that everybody's either forgot or don't care anymore, but it's something for me. I started the project, I want to finish the project and get the videos out there, even if they're super late, because people still don't know what my picks are for 2011, and people probably still would like to know. They probably have given up and, you know, just forgot about it or don't give a shit anymore, and I don't blame you because I haven't been doing the videos, but during that time is a perfect opportunity. There's no excuse for me not to finish it during that time period. So I'll be concentrating on finishing those up and getting them up, if for nothing else, just to satisfy myself, to know that I finished the project. Alright, and I'm sure people would still be interested, and since there's not going to be any games coming out, I might as well put those up and feature them on the channel. So that might be a good time to do that. It gives me some personal time to play personal games like Mass Effect, like I mentioned earlier, to continue playing that without another game, you know, interfering. And then there could be a bunch of just kind of random footage. Like I said, there's always the potential for me to go back to Skyrim, something I've been wanting to do for a long time and never have done, so there's always that potential. There's always random footage, random Modern Warfare 3 matches. Like this weekend, for some reason, somebody may have noticed that I was playing Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox Live this weekend. I just got a random want to play that game. The game's still bullshit, but for some reason I just felt like playing a first-person shooter multiplayer, and that's really the only one that I have or that anyone plays anymore. So you could see that, and other various things. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be kind of a break, even though I say break, even though it's not like I've been doing hardcore on games so far in 2012, because things have been screwed up, and I'll explain that in a video, like I said, that I'll make later this week. But it will give an opportunity to kind of, for me, to relax, not worry about finishing a game on time, and just being able to do what I want, because that's something that a lot of people don't understand, is when you do what I do, and you play all these new games when they come out week after week after week, there's not a lot of time for you to play what you actually want to play, because you always have to be playing these new games to get them done in time. So a lot of the games that you personally want to play, you can't. And so this break will give me an opportunity to do what I want and not feel bad about it. So that's coming up in a couple of weeks, but there's still 3 games that we got to get through before then, and those will be up. So this week I'll do the best I can binary domain. I'll play it when I can play it. I'll upload it when I can upload it. It's just these tests, you know, I got to study for them and I got to do well, and I think people can respect and understand that. Special video coming up this week, probably sooner rather than later, about why my channel's been so slow, and an update on kind of how my channel's doing and what I think about it. That's coming this week. And Voodoo's Brew later in the week, episode 5, featuring a guest. And last thing I want to talk about before we leave is the potential for the 4-player co-op for Operation Raccoon City. The 4th person we had dropped on us a couple of weeks ago, so we are actively looking for a 4th person to do that co-op playthrough with. And we invite you guys, anybody who's watching, if you are interested in doing a co-op playthrough with myself, Brandon, and Travis, TGP Gaming, of Operation Raccoon City on the Xbox 360. Pay attention, because I'm going to talk about it. There are some prerequisites, obviously. First of all, and I apologize for this if this offends you, but I'm sorry, we don't want any little kids, okay? That's, you know, and if that offends you, I'm sorry if you are a kid. I don't mean to offend you, but that's just the deal, alright? I mean, I'm going to be 20 years old in 2 months, and I just don't want to be playing with 12 and 13-year-olds on an M-rated game, okay? You know, that's just the bottom line. Secondly, obviously, for the 360, you should be able to have voice chat, obviously. I don't know, I think the headset comes with every Xbox 360. You need to be able to do it release week, because barring any kind of, God forbid, any more delays, we should be playing it on release week, so you'll need to do that. And you should be able to sit down and play some extended sessions, because, you know, we have channels, we like to get stuff out pretty quickly sometimes on release week, so you should be able to sit down and kind of play a few hours at a time. So to my knowledge, I mean, I'm recording it. I assume Brandon and Travis are going to record the whole playthrough, so if you do play with us, you'll be on 3 different channels, and it'll be a lot of fun, because if you've watched anything that the 3 of us have done, it's been pretty fun, except for Syndicate, where we actually got pissed off at one another, but that's a whole different story. So it should be fun. It should be a fun game to play, even if the game sucks, just because it's co-op, unless it sucks as bad as Syndicate did. And yeah, so if you're interested, there are a few different ways to let me know. You can, the easiest way would just be to send me a message on YouTube. That would probably be the easiest way. Send a message to Brandon, send a message to Travis. I'll put their channel links in the description. You can send it to them. You can tell me on my Twitter, which is at Voodoo51292 on Twitter. Everybody go follow me there. I highly recommend that. And so yeah, there's ways to contact me. PM on YouTube or on Twitter is probably the best way to do that, and we'll talk, and you know, if we're good to go and you want to do the co-op and you meet those, you know, basic requirements, then we'll talk and set it up, and we'll have full 4-player co-op for Raccoon City in a couple of weeks. So let us know somehow if you're interested in doing that. So thanks for watching. I'm Voodoo51292. Binary Domain will continue this week. I cannot promise you when, but it will continue at some point this week. And watch that Voodoo's Thoughts episode on the Saints if you're interested in that story. If you're a sports fan, you probably are interested or have seen the story. If you're interested in my take on it, go watch the Voodoo's Thoughts. Look for the special video this week about how slow my channel's been, and Voodoo's Brew in the weekend with a guest. So I'm Voodoo51292. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later this week.